Hello, everybody, and welcome to SQL on the Edge. This is episode 21. We're going to be talking about global analytics with Azure Cosmos DB and Synapse Analytics. I'm Warner Chavez, SQL Server MCM, Microsoft Data Platform MVP, and I work at Pythian. Make sure you visit us at pythian.com. Topic for today, like I mentioned, global analytics. What is this? This is the capability of taking data from all over the world and doing analytics on it in almost real time without having to deploy any infrastructure, having to do any coding. This is an amazing scenario that is now enabled by all these features that are built into Azure. So Synapse Analytics is now in public preview. Cosmos DB has been able to do global multi-write databases for a long time. This is an amazing capability, all handled by Azure. And then Cosmos is now augmented with this feature called the analytical store. What it does is that it takes all that operational data that Cosmos is consuming, and behind the scenes, it stores it in an optimized columnar parquet store that can then be used for analytics. The best part here, though, is that you don't have to manage any part of this process. It's all managed automatically by Azure. Then the next part of the secret sauce of doing this global analytics is a new feature called the Synapse Link. Synapse Link is a no coding, basically, let's call it ETL virtualization solution that Microsoft has built into Synapse Analytics so that you can easily query and access your operational data through Synapse without impacting the performance of your operational store and without having to code any ETL yourself. So what this means at the end of the day is that the capability of doing almost real-time analytics on data that is originating all over the world is now at everyone's reach. Let's just imagine the complexity of somebody wanting to do this 5 years ago, for example, and trying to roll out this type of solution on their own would have been unthinkable. It would have been really complex. You would need experts in all sorts of different databases, infrastructure, etc. I'm going to show you guys right now how you can try this out. It's in public preview right now, so you might have a little kinks here and there, but the vision is there. It actually just works. It does work. There might not be any SLAs at this moment, but there will be in general availability later on this year, and it's just unbelievable. A few clicks here and there, and you can be gathering data from all over the world and doing analytics on it in almost real time. So, I'm really excited about this capability. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm on the Azure portal. First, we're going to look at the Cosmos DB part of the equation. Then we're going to switch over to check out Synapse. So first I want to show you guys here is that I am in using a multi-region account here for Cosmos. So I have one Cosmos database that is in Canada Central and another one that is in Japan, all the way out in Japan. And this is so that I can obviously test and demo the global capabilities. And remember, doing data globally replicated in Cosmos DB is trivial. So all you have to do, I just go here to replicate data globally, and you can see right here, I got my two regions where I am currently replicating to. If I wanted to, I could be replicating to South America. I could be replicating to many regions in Europe. I could be replicating to West Coast US. I could be replicating in Australia. Okay, so the whole point here is that you can place your data close to where your users are, and you can collect that data with very low latency, analyze it with very low latency, and then let Cosmos DB figure out how it has to get all across the world. You don't have to worry about it. So as you can see here, I have again the two regions, Canada and Japan, and they are enabled for writes. It's not just for reads, full read and write geo-replication. The other part that is the key here, as I mentioned before, is the analytical store for Cosmos DB. So I'll show you what that looks like, which again is very easy configuration, and that's it. So I'm going to load here my Cosmos database. It's called factory. And then I have a container. This is a setting that is applied at the container level. So I'm going to go open here the container, scale and settings, and then you guys check it out here. All I have is this three options: analytical storage, time to live, off, so you don't want any analytical storage, on, with no default. Basically, we want to keep all of our data. However, you can turn it on and also apply a time to live. What this means is, for example, if you want to keep that Cosmos analytical store only with, let's say, the last week of data, and then after that you take that data and then you move it out of the Cosmos analytical store, maybe you move it into long-term cold storage, blob storage. That's really pretty much up to you. But again, you have this time to live setting that can help you with that. But if you want, you can just keep the setting to not use the time to live, and then all your Cosmos data will always be there in the analytical store, available for analytics. But the key part here is, keep in mind, this is all you have to do. You go in the portal, you decide that you want to replicate data globally, you come in and you create a container that says analytical storage is on. Now this right now you can only set it on when you create the container. This is because it's in preview right now. So we are expecting that once it goes generally available, you will be able to turn it on existing containers, so that existing customers of Cosmos will be able to leverage the analytical store right away. It's just right now it's only enabled if you are creating a new container. So for preview purposes, demo purposes, playing around with it, that's fine. We expect that for GA, you are going to be able to turn it on an existing container. So again, this is all the configuration you need to do on the Cosmos side. So let's move over to the Synapse side. You'll see how simple this is. So first, I want you to focus here on the data panel. So there's two different types of data that you can get from Synapse. One is from the workspace, the other one is linked. These are external services that you can access on your Synapse workspace. So Cosmos will be a linked service. So you can see here, I just open this. I had already pre-configured this. You just have to set up your connectivity info of your Cosmos DB account, and this icon right here, you see this little bars here, this basically just means that this machine's container in Cosmos is enabled for the analytics. Okay, so that's all this icon means. This is enabled for analytics. So that's an easy way to see through the link services if your Cosmos DB container is properly configured. Check out the icon. That means it's configured for analytics. The best part is, once it's configured for analytics, to actually use it is really simple. So on this side, I have this notebook from Spark. And look how easy it is. Once the link service is configured, look how simple this is to create a table on Spark. So you just have to use this cosmos.olap provider that Microsoft has already created, so you don't have to create anything on your own. And then you just have to specify here the service that is linked and the name of the container. And that's it. So I created a table that is called Cosmos Machines. And then if you look here at the bottom, I'm just using Spark SQL here. Very simple. A select statement that will be understood by anybody that has done any database development, right? But the nice thing about it is just I'm just using a from clause, accessing this Cosmos machine table without having to do anything. And because of the power of Cosmos DB global replication, when this goes out and queries Cosmos, then I get the data that I have is a global view of the data. So you can see here, I'm picking up the data from both of my sites, from Canada and from Japan. By the way, this is not automatic that it will know where it's coming from. I have in my Cosmos DB a field that tells me where that data came from. And I really recommend everybody that does the Cosmos deployment. This is a very simple, great little design pattern that'll help you, because Cosmos, the global geo-replication capabilities are a core feature of Cosmos. So most people will eventually leverage them, and there'll be a lot of advantages to knowing where one piece of data originated. So this is a very simple little design pattern I always use. And once I know Canada or Japan, for example, this is the view of all the machines I have. This is a little data set I create with a utility that simulates machines that are having temperature reads. And for example, then we can see the different temperature reads of our machines in Canada. The Canada machines are running hot. The Japan machines are running low, actually. And that's why you can almost not even see Japan, but Japan is right here. And you can see the the access readout labels here. This is machine 7 in Canada, this is machine 7 in Japan, and so on. And as the data changes, then you can obviously just rerun your query here. I'm running it in a notebook, but you could run it anywhere. For example, this doesn't have to be a notebook. This could be, and this is a chart look, by the way. You can also just be it as a table. It's a full-blown notebook, but it doesn't have to be just visualized in the notebook, obviously, because this is simply, at this point, just a Spark table. You could load Power BI on top of it. You could load Click on top of it. You could load Tableau on top of it. As long as you have the Spark table driver set up, it would simply work. It doesn't know where the data is coming from, and boom, you have access to your global data using Cosmos DB basically as a global broker, and then using the Synapse link as a no ETL solution, and then using the Synapse workspace and all the other Spark pool capabilities to do your global analytics. And so I'm really excited about this, as I mentioned before, because it just enables us to develop and deploy global analytical solutions with just a few clicks of configuration, as I showed in this demo. Alright, so I hope the demo was really clear. It's not even a long demo because there's not simply that much to do. There's no infrastructure that you need to provision other than the Cosmos and the Synapse resources. There is no coding ETL. It's literally a one-click configuration in the portal to enable the Cosmos DB analytical store. And then you don't have to do any ETL. Azure will keep that analytical store up to date for you. Fully configuration based. As you guys saw, I didn't have to code anything. I just had to set up the Cosmos DB part, one click, the Synapse link. It's a few clicks on the Azure portal to set up the Cosmos DB link service, and that's it. Keep in mind though, it is still in preview, so sometimes what I've seen during the preview is that the sync capability sometimes happens really fast, sometimes it takes longer. Now, the target that Microsoft has documented that they're going to have for general availability is to have the Cosmos DB analytical store always be 5 minutes or less. Now, this is almost real time, and for the vast majority of use cases, this type of delay would be acceptable for a trade-off of doing global analytics with not having to do any infrastructure or doing any coding or custom development of their own. This is very exciting for somebody like myself and probably you people watching this that are data professionals that have seen how businesses are growing all over the world right now, how they're reaching for users all over the world through the power of the internet. The fact that we can just do analytics on that global data with just a few clicks here and there on the portal is amazing, and it's going to open up all sorts of really cool, exciting scenarios. So hopefully you're going to be just as curious as I was and go try it out on the Azure portal and see how cool this all works. All right? Until next time, thanks for watching.